We're seeing more and more people being placed in immigration court, not just those who cross the border without a visa or those with a criminal record, but students and people whose visas and green card applications have been denied by uscis. If that's you or someone you know, then take a listen. This is what removal proceedings really mean and what to do if you get a notice to appear or an NTA. Now, when you're placed in removal proceedings, the U.S. government is basically trying to deport you. You'll get a notice to appear or an NTA, which is a legal document that is essentially charging you as removable from the United States under the Immigration and Nationality Act. You'll be scheduled for a hearing before the immigration judge in immigration court. And in the immigration court, an immigration judge will decide if you're allowed to remain in the United States or if you should be ordered deported to your home country. There's also a government lawyer who represents the Department of Homeland Security at these hearings. And it's their job to essentially argue for your deportation. They're pretty much like a prosecutor. And you are responsible for your own defense. And you don't get a free lawyer either. There's no public defender in immigration court. You're either expected to defend yourself or you hire an immigration lawyer. There's also organizations and some lawyers who do pro bono work, but this is not guaranteed to you. Immigration court is very different from criminal court. And it's not always about what's fair, it's about what the law allows. And sometimes it doesn't matter how long you've lived in the United States or how many U.S. citizen children or relatives you have, or even how much you've contributed to your community or through the payment of taxes. There are some cases where the judge can legally not allow you to remain in the United States despite your equities. And that's because the law simply doesn't allow it in some cases. Now, these proceedings are being triggered particularly for students who've been having their visas revoked, as well as for individuals who apply for any benefit before USCIS and who are denied. So if you apply for naturalization, a work permit, a visa for your relative, if these cases are denied, USCIS's new policy is to essentially place you in removal proceedings. Now, it may not happen all the time, but there is an increased chance given the new Trump administration's policies. And that's because under the current administration, USCIS is ensuring that more cases are sent to court if the case doesn't work out. So if you receive a notice to appear, this is what you need to do. First, read it very carefully. Look at the charges and the allegations. Are they accurate? Are they even legal under the current law? Second, don't ignore this document or the fact that you're in court proceedings. If you don't take it seriously, you could end up with an order of removal in your absence. And then it can be really hard for you to get things back on the right track. Also, make sure you have your full immigration file. Your immigration file is going to be really important when assessing what your plan is to be able to remain in the U.S. Can't defend yourself without knowing your full history, and a lawyer can't help you either. You also have to know what relief you're going to qualify for and apply for before the immigration judge in court. That could include asylum, cancellation of removal, adjustment of status. But the thing is, not everyone qualifies. And some forms of relief have very strict deadlines or have certain requirements that need to be met. So you really have to be prepared and strategic. Immigration court is not a place where you just wing it. Every document you file, every word you say, every appearance you make, it all matters. And if you're not careful, you could make your situation worse, even when you're trying to do the right thing. The system is really complicated, it's very technical, and it can be cruel. But knowing what to expect and what steps to take puts you in a far better position. It's also strongly recommended that you hire an immigration attorney who's experienced in removal defense, because they can really help you navigate your case and ensure that you have the best possible chance of a good outcome. Immigration court is real and it moves fast, but you don't have to figure it out alone, so it's important to act quickly and do the right thing. Follow us for more immigration news and information.